Britain has just been hit with a political earthquake. In a ruling that no one thought would actually happen, the UK Supreme Court has delivered a judgment so explosive it has thrown Westminster into total meltdown. And at the centre of the storm stands one man, Keir Starmer. What was expected to be his smooth rise to power has suddenly veered into chaos. Just moments ago, the highest court in the land declared that Starmer's recent political maneuvers weren't just questionable, they were outright unlawful. And that single decision has cracked open a constitutional crisis the country hasn't seen in decades. Inside Parliament, panic spread like wildfire. Labour aides ran through corridors, phones lit up non-stop, and internal messages leaked online showed one thing: total fear. This is catastrophic. He's done. It's over. But this collapse didn't come out of nowhere. It started months back, quietly, in the shadows. Legal experts had been warning that Starmer might be pushing the boundaries of his authority, bending parliamentary rules, and bypassing MPs through legal loopholes. His team dismissed the concerns, but senior judges were already taking notice. And now, the verdict has landed like a hammer. The court's language was sharp, cold, and unforgiving. A breach of democratic principles. An attempt to sidestep Parliament. A violation of constitutional balance. This wasn't a slap on the wrist. This was a public dismantling. While the nation watched the crisis erupt, Starmer himself stayed silent. No statement, no apology, nothing. And that silence made everything worse. As hours passed, the fallout became even more dramatic. Multiple shadow cabinet members resigned in protest. The Liberal Democrats called for an immediate election. The Conservatives celebrated openly. Even Starmer's most loyal supporters couldn't defend him anymore. And then came the most shocking development yet. A message from Buckingham Palace. Private, direct, and extremely rare. King Charles, deeply alarmed by the constitutional implications, requested detailed briefings on the crisis. Sources say the monarch made it clear that the integrity of Britain's democratic system must be restored quickly. When the king steps in, even quietly, it signals one thing: the situation is spiraling out of control. But instead of backing down, Starmer doubled down. Late last night, he gathered his closest allies in a secret meeting far from Westminster. According to leaks, he made it clear he wasn't going anywhere. In fact, he planned to fight back. "We can't let a court dictate the will of the people," he reportedly said. That single line exploded across political circles. Suddenly, the man once praised for being measured, calm, and constitutional was being accused of authoritarian impulses. Then the story darkened even further. MI5 got involved. A whistleblower inside Starmer's legal advisory team handed over a sensitive dossier that raised alarms inside the intelligence community. The file contained transcripts of private meetings and internal communications suggesting an organized effort to alter parliamentary processes, obscure legal violations, and centralize power. One detail in particular sent shockwaves through security officials. A covert legal unit within Labour allegedly editing legislation to hide constitutional breaches. These weren't mistakes. They were deliberate changes. Strategic, concealed, and coordinated. And if verified, potentially criminal. As this intelligence reached high-level officials, resignations inside Labour continued. The party headquarters reportedly went into lockdown, with security tightened and press access denied. The Conservatives swiftly moved to demand a formal parliamentary investigation into Starmer and his entire advisory circle. And now the public has turned too. Protests have erupted across London. Some called the court ruling undemocratic, but many more demanding accountability. Polls show a dramatic shift. Most voters now believe Starmer should resign immediately. But he refuses. Every hour he remains in place deepens the crisis. Britain's legislative system has slowed to a crawl. Civil servants are unsure which directives to follow. And constitutional scholars warn that the country is experiencing the early stages of a democratic breakdown. Then came the final twist. MI5 uncovered an encrypted file within Starmer's circle labeled a D-Notice Override. A document outlining emergency protocols for suspending normal electoral processes in the event of national instability. But here's the terrifying part. There is no national instability. No riots. No collapse of institutions. No crisis requiring such a protocol. So why was this file recently edited? Why was it being prepared? And who was planning to use it? That's the question now shaking the nation. A courtroom defeat has spiraled into a constitutional crisis, a potential security threat, and a leadership meltdown unfolding minute by minute. Britain has been pushed to the edge. And the next move will decide the country's future. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth political commentary, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of power and politics. Thanks for watching.